Okay, so I think the screen is visible again.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So from today, we are coming on to a one basic topic for this bridge class, the basic understanding of something which we have already studied. हमने जो पहले already पढ़ लिया है, उसी को थोड़ा सा application base पे we will revise it as a bridge class, and these particular things will help you in this subject in coming time when we'll be going into the detail. So ये basic चीजें आपको help करेगी to understand those concepts clearly या to solve the questions using these concepts. So introduction to statistics. First, I'll start with the yes, Abhijit. Any problem?
No, sir. I just
Okay, no issues, no issues. Right. So, first and foremost, whenever we start some concept, we should understand the meaning. What do we mean by that? So, in the meaning, there are two things. One is the technical definition, the one word-to-word definition, and then our own understanding. So, our own understanding will be based on the definition given by some statistician. So there are two definitions mentioned over here. One is given by Branson and Levin, and second is Croxton and Gordon. That the science of statistics can be viewed as the application of the scientific method in the analysis of numerical data for the purpose of making rational decisions. So right now I am just reading whatever written on the screen. Then we'll discuss. So analysis, it is actually the science and application of scientific method for the analysis of numerical data for making rational decisions. Then as per the second definition, it may be defined as the collection, presentation, analysis and interpretation of numerical data. So out of these two definitions, it is not like these are the only two definitions for statistics. ये दो ही नहीं है. There are many other definitions which you can find in number of books from statistics. But the crux in सबका जो meaning निकल के आता है, that the crux is that statistics is all about the collection, presentation, then analysis and interpretation. It's kind of a four-step process. We collect the data, we make it presentable, then we use some tools to analyze it, and then we make a interpretation of it. So statistics is all about this. For example, suppose you want to know that what is the which brand, for example, which brand of toothpaste is actually popular in my area. So आपको एक छोटा सा आइडिया आया कि मुझे ये पता करना है मेरी लेट अस टेक इट ऑन अ वेरी वेरी स्मॉल लेवल. आप अपनी सिर्फ कॉलोनी जिसके अंदर 40-50 मकान है, यू आर ट्राइंग टू आइडेंटिफाई विच ब्रांड ऑफ टूथपेस्ट इज एक्चुअली famous or the most popular brand in my colony. So what you'll do, you will go door to door, आप place to place जाएंगे, हर घर पे जाएंगे, and you will ask that can you tell me which toothpaste brand you use? So some people will say only one, some people will say two, some people might say three. That for kids we use this, for a younger generation, out of the younger generation they use this, and the older ones, the elder ones are using this. So you might get the answers. So out of the from the entire colony, you have got the data that this brand is being used for by these people, and this brand is being used for by these people. So you have collected the data from these 40-50 places. Now, after collecting this data, you are making it presentable. Presentable in the sense you are making some tables, you are trying to make some graphs, and you are making it presentable. Now, why it is important? In the coming slides, we have an example that why the presentation of the data is important. So, you are making it presentable, and then you are analyzing. So, suppose there are two, three brands. Let us take there are four brands: one, two, three, four, and this is, let's say, not 1 2 3 4, A, B, C or D. So there are four brands of toothpaste which you found common in your colony. Then out of the people you have met, you have surveyed in your colony, there were 20 people who said it is A. There were 35 people who said it is B. There were 17 people who said it is C, and there were 45 people who said it is B. So, out of the entire survey, after doing the entire survey, when you are making a table like this is nothing but the presentation. You are making your data presentable. Is it clear? I mean, total theoretical. Am I clear till now? No, nothing technical.
Yes, sir.
Terminologies are being used. So you are making your data presentable. So presentation part is done. Then we are moving on to the analysis. Now analysis is quite simple. आपका objective बहुत simple था, तो आपका analysis भी उतना ही simple होगा. That which brand is most popular? So you have identified that brand D is most popular, or you can say you can give the ranking. So the first rank can be given to D, the second rank can be given to B, the third rank can be given to A, and the fourth rank can be given to C. So the analysis part is saying that the D is the most favorite brand among the people in your colony. आपकी colony में जितने भी लोग हैं उनमें brand D toothpaste is quite familiar, quite popular, and the interpretation of this is that the number one toothpaste in your colony, the favorite toothpaste of your colony, the people of your colony is brand D. So all the four things are being understood by this simple example. I mean, these examples are there. मैं आप लोगों को पढ़ाने के लिए इसको use कर रहा हूँ. You can make it more presentable in front of the people wherever it is being asked you that what do you understand by statistics. So sir, statistics is only about 4 words, 4 terms, 4 things we do in statistics. That is, we collect the data, which is called as collection of data. We make the data presentable, which is called as presentation of the data. We do some analysis, which is called as the analysis of the data, and then we make some inferences out of it, we make some conclusion out of it, which is called as interpretation, findings and conclusion. So it is all about these 4 things. The combination of these 4 things is collectively can be called as the statistics, and this can be called as the work of any statistician. Whosoever is working as a statistician anywhere in this world is actually doing these 4 things. He is collecting data, he is presenting, making it presentable, he is analyzing it, and then he is making some inferences, he is making the interpretation out of it. Is it clear with everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
So now, in this entire example, in this entire definition, in the first slide, we have used a very common word many times, that is data. Now we need to understand the entire subject of statistics, the entire numerical subject, statistics, operation research, quantitative methods, everything, it revolves around the data. So data is actually the foundation of any statistical analysis. Without data, which analysis you will do? Suppose in the previous example which we have used, someone has asked you that which brand toothpaste is popular in your colony, and you want to find it out. आपको पता करना है. Now again, you need to collect the data. Without data, how can you say that this brand is popular in my colony? So that is why the data is the foundation of any statistical analysis. It is the accuracy of data which largely decides how accurate the results of the analysis will be. आपको सर्वे करना था. There were 40-50 houses in your colony, और आपने केवल 20 or 15 houses का सर्वे किया, and you have made the generalized result कि मेरी कॉलोनी में ये वाला ब्रांड पॉपुलर है. Is it a right result or more accurate result?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because
It's a rough idea.
Yeah. Yes, Abhijit.
It's a rough idea that we are getting out of it, that it might be possible.
Exactly. So we are getting a rough idea, but statistics is all about accuracy. The more accurate data you collect, the more accurate result you will get from the analysis. It is as simple. Whatever you give to it, the result depends on that. So the quality of data inserted into the system decides the quality of the output you will get from the system, right? So there's nothing technical in this. Then what type of data we can be working upon? What are the different classifications of data we'll be working upon, right? So there are many others. Like data can be classified on the basis of following four criteria. One is geographical data, second is chronological data, third is qualitative data, and fourth is quantitative data. Now, before going into the details, onto the further slide, I want to know your own understanding about geographical, chronological, qualitative, and quantitative. Whatever you know from this, anyone can take the initiative and answer कि सर मैं इसके बारे में ये जानता हूँ. Anyone can give the answer. What do we mean by geographical data? What do we mean by chronological data? What do we mean by qualitative data?
So geographical data is like road maps, like whatever related to the roads or bridges. When we make a bridges, the engineers prepare a particular data about that. So that comes under the geographical
Sorry,
data.
Survi, your voice is quite. I mean, there is a lot of air is coming in, so it is hard to understand. Can you please speak again and a bit slowly?
Is it better now, sir?
Is it? Yeah, it is. It is. It is. So please speak.
So I was saying, if I'm not wrong, geographical data is like related to the road maps, or while making a bridge, an engineer prepares a whole document. So I think that comes under the geographical data.
Okay. Okay. Right. Good.
And chronological data is like your birth dates or like related any data that is related to your birth or anniversary. So we prepare a like a chart kind of a thing that okay, on this date my son was born, or on this date my daughter was born. So that comes
Okay.
under chronological
Okay.
data.
Okay. Next.
uh, Qualitative data is like whatever, like suppose in mathematics whatever we are doing, we prepare suppose we take x and then we do all other functions or related methods. So that comes under qualitative data, and quantitative is basically collection of information for a particular project or any of the other understanding that we do.
Okay. Good. Good. Good that you have tried. So anyone else want to say something on this? Okay.
Sir, I'm agreeing with the with what my fellow student has said, but I want to add something about the geographical data. Is that in my point of view, geographical data is not only related to roads or bridges, something like that, but it includes everything that's going on in this earth. Maybe it's related to construction, or maybe it's related to our inner circle of earth, whatever is related to this geographical surface of earth or inner surface of this earth, or maybe related to universe also. These all kind of geographical data
Hmm.
related in.
Okay. What about chronological in your view?
So about chronological data, I might say that the data which is related to date or time,
Hmm.
that's called chronological data. And about qualitative data, I must say that any result which is interpreted in their quality, in their build quality, or their um, productivity about that. That's qualitative data.
Okay. And
And
quantitative?
quantitative is like described like with about the volume or the measurements that we have about any thing, or maybe some elements of something.
Right. See, whatever is being said by Surbi and whatever is being said by Abhijit, they are quite okay answers. Not the exact one, but yes, they can be taken as an example and the understanding of the concept. So, let me give you,
Yep.
the overview of all the four. Geographical data is data which is based on some geographical location. Whenever we are talking about a data which is related to some particular places, some geographical locations, it is geographical data. Chronological data, the thing which is being said by Surbi and Abhijit, they were talking about, like Surbi was talking about the date of birth or something. The one word is time. The data which is based on time, which is categorized in terms of time, that is chronological data. Qualitative data is the data of something which cannot be quantified, or you can say the data which is not quantitative, it is qualitative. Now, what is quantitative data? The data which we can measure in some units. The things which can measure, which can be measured in terms of some units, that is quantitative data. But the data which is related to something which cannot be quantified, for example, attitudes, beliefs, values, you cannot quantify them, that his attitude is this much, his attitude is 75, his attitude is 85. You cannot quantify them, you cannot measure them in some quantity, in some measurement. So that is qualitative data. And quantitative, we all know that with the data which we can quantify, which we can give some units, that is quantitative data. So is the overview is clear with everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So let us go one by one. So the geographical data, it is the data which is based on some area wise data. The simple thing is this: data which are classified on the basis of geographical differences between the items or the observations, that data is called as geographical data, like this. There are some the populations are being mentioned across the different states of the India. So Gujarat, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal. So there are some populations given over here. The population of a particular place is given. Don't you think it is a geographical data? And if you think it is a geographical data, why it is a geographical data? Is it a
Sir,
geographical
because
data or not?
population.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ratika. Yes.
Yes, sir. It falls under geographical data because population varies from location. In West Bengal, we have a certain amount like population, and then in other states we have different populations. So it
Exactly.
comes under geographical
So
data.
this data is being actually classified on the basis of the geographical differences, geographical locations. The different locations are being there, are there. So that is why this is a geographical data. I think from the example you have understood it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the second one, chronological data, the data which is classified on the basis of time. The time wise data is called as chronological data, like years, months, weeks, differences between the item is being categorized on the basis of time, that is chronological, like this. So what I have done, I have replaced the states by year: 1995, 2000, 2005, 2010, 2015, 2020. So all these things are there. The population of India, that the observation is same. In the previous geographical example, we have used the population. In this example, we are again using the population, but the thing which has made a difference, it is the
Years.
classification basis. In the other one, we were classifying the data on the basis of geographical location. The different states were mentioned in the example. Over here, we are talking about time. Here, every 5 years gap, the population is mentioned over here. 1995, 2000, 2005, 2010, 2015, 2020. All these things are mentioned. So the same thing, by doing some changes, it can be called as geographical data. Then it can also be called as chronological data if it is based on time. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. One thing I wanted all of you to focus upon over here is this. This one. I have mentioned a source over here, and it is always a good practice in statistics and in any other analysis or any other presentation you are doing. Whatever data you are quoting, you should always mention the source from where you have taken this data. It's a good practice to be followed, so that I can assure the people that I have taken this data from there. So the responsibility of this household data is from that place, from from that particular source, right? So it's a good practice to mention. Then qualitative data, the data which is based on some quality or attribute. The attributes like literacy, gender, religion. This is a qualitative data. You cannot measure it in terms of some quantitative parameters. So that is qualitative data. The data which you have collected, suppose we have taken the same example, you have taken the state and the literacy rate. So you can mention it in terms of percentage, that this is this much of percentage people are there, but you cannot measure the literacy of a person. How can you measure it? You cannot measure it. You just say कि sir ये he is a person who is who has studied till 8th standard, who has studied till 10th standard, he is literate or not. Yes or no kind of a question it is, whether you are literate or not. Gender, male or female, two options are there. It is again an attribute, it is again a quality of a person. Religion, again an attribute of a person. Some people are Muslim, some people are Hindu, some people are Sikh, some people are Christian, some people belong to different sort of religions. So that is a qualitative data. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we have quantitative data. Data which are classified on the basis of some attributes or quality that can be measured. Now please focus that in qualitative also we have talked about the attributes and quality. In quantitative also we are talking about some attributes or quality, but the difference is this: that can be measured. The attributes, the quality that can be measured comes under the category of quantitative data, like height, weight, sales, profit. You can tell that my height is this, you can tell that my weight is this, the sales of the company is this, the profit of the company is this. These can be measured and these can be quantified. That is why this is called as quantitative data. Is it clear with everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So suppose if I take one example, state, year and population. If I take an example of a data, state-wise data, year is also mentioned and population will be there. What kind of an data it is? If I mention name of the states, if I mention years and the population along with that, what kind of a data it will be?
Geographical.
Geographical. Okay. Anyone else? No one.
So is it called a mixture of data?
Mixture of
Say
data.
it's geographical also and as well as chronological also.
Yes, at the same time, a data can be geographical or chronological also. The same data, the example which I have mentioned over here, if we see the state and the population, we call it a geographical data. But if we see the year and population, we call it a chronological data. So at the same time, based on the different items, the different variable you have used, state, year, and
Chronological.
population, the same data can be categorized as geographical as well as the chronological. Is it clear with everyone?
Yes, sir.
No doubt at all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Then we can understand this one also. Much time for this. Yeah. So frequency distribution. Things are mentioned on the screen. You can read them. But again, this is again a simple word which we have used so many times since the time we are into the schools, then the UG college, then the PG college, or anywhere else. Frequency distribution. So number of times, as we know, the very common thing is that the number of time each score or observation occurs is called as frequency of the score or the observation. So the number of times mentioned in front of it, like in the previous example, the survey example, yes. So we have mentioned that the brand A is answered by 20 people, the brand B is answered by 35 people, the brand C is answered by 17 people, the brand D is answered by 45 people. I have mentioned it as F, F for frequency. So this is nothing but the frequency distribution. The number of times A has occurred is mentioned in front of it. The number of times B has occurred they mentioned in front of it. The number of times C has occurred, it is mentioned in front of it. The number of times D has occurred, it is mentioned in front of it. So this is nothing but the frequency distribution. Right? Going back to that slide. Yeah. The number of times each observation or the item or the score occurs is called as the frequency of that observation. It can be defined as the number of times a particular observation or a group of observation occurs. जितने time you observe, you do a survey, so whatever the number of times you have observed a particular thing, that becomes the frequency for that particular item. We have just to count the, just a second, yeah. We have just to count the number of times a particular value is repeated, which is called as frequency of that class. A frequency distribution is a table in which the data is grouped into classes and number of cases which fall under each class or are recorded. Let me give you one example. We'll have it in the coming slides. We are more habitual to this. Uh, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 30, and then 10, 15, 35. Have you seen such kind of a table? देखिए किसी
Yes,
ने?
sir.
Yes.
Many a times we have seen it. Since the beginning of the
Yes, sir.
mathematics in the school time, 8th, 9th standard, we have seen this table. This is nothing but a frequency distribution table, which is showing that under the range of 10 to 15, 10 items are being observed. Under the range of 15 to 20, 15 items are being observed. Or you can say, let us suppose we have done a survey in a company where we have asked the labor that what is your salary. So we have grouped that 10 to 15,000 per month salary, there are 10 people. From 15 to 20,000, there are 15 people, and there are 35 people who are earning 20 to 30,000 per month. This is nothing but the frequency distribution. When we make a table showing that these much of observations are falling under this category, under this class, this is nothing but the frequency distribution. Is it clear with everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right. So in the next lecture, we will be discussing why we need this distribution. I have a very interesting example for that. So why do we need it? we'll be discussing that, and then we'll be moving on to some basic numerical part, and then gradually moving on to this. But during this bridge class, we'll be discussing only the basic things, so that the people who are not familiar with all these things, they can get some foundation, and they can move ahead with all of us, right? So that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining the class. I again advise all of you to register yourself at IMGRP as soon as possible. That is the enroll yourself for IMGRP, so that the system, you can be, become familiar to the